أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وعلى أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله في الأراضين حجة الحسن العسكري ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. So the topic of the discussion was niyyah. We said the whole intention of Ramadan should be to fast qurbatan Allah Ta'ala, in order to do what is compulsory for us, and to seek closeness to Allah Azza wa Jal. And we do this from Fajr al-Sadiq al-Maghrib. Also, we mentioned certain aspects of the niyyah, things that you should remember. We'll mention some more and complete the next couple of sessions with regards to niyyah and intention, inshallah. One of the points to have in your mind with regards to the discussion of intention and niyyah is that Sawm itself, or fasting, is ترك المفطرات مع استمرار النية. So the staying away from what is going to break your fast with continuation of niyyah. This is a point that is not present in the other point. We said كل العبادات, in all the ibadat we have to have niyyah, قربة Allah.
Continuation of niyyah.
I'm going to explain that in a minute. So in all the ibadat, like prayer, like wudu, like khums, like zakat, all the ibadat, you have to have niyyah before acting upon it. However, it doesn't have to be continuous. And if it breaks, it doesn't break the action. So for example, if you're praying, Salat al-Subh, and you finish your first, or you're about to go to ruku' in your first rak'at, and you think, you know what, I want to change it to a mustahab prayer, or I want to exit, I don't know, there's a fire on, I want to go and put the fire out. And you think, no, you'll continue. That moment of doubt in continuation of that action does not invalidate the prayer. Whereas in fasting, even a split second of the stopping of the niyyah, or the adam al-istimrar, which is stopping the continuation of the niyyah, would cause the fasting to be invalid.
Sometimes, like, you see a food, let's say, in front of you, and you get tempted. And for a moment,
You see a food in front of you. See, in Ramadan, it's natural that you become hungry. Being hungry and wanting to eat is natural. However, having the intention to eat is different. So feeling pain or feeling hunger and saying, you know what, I wish I could have a glass of water, I wish I could have some food, that's normal. However, go to the fridge and have the intention to break your fast. You open the fridge, you take a glass of water, drink it. As soon as you're about to drink it, you think, you know what, I don't want to do the kafara, I don't want to do what is haram, I'll put it back. Your fast is invalid. From that moment that you took the niyyah to break your fast, the continuation of the niyyah stopped, therefore the fast is invalid. What that means is that although your fast is invalid, you need to continue imsak. You need to continue staying away from all mufattarat. Again, qurbatan Allah, but you still need to do a qada fast. So one day you need to redo that particular fast.
you have to make kafara?
No, you need to make kafara. There are certain times you have to pay kafara. Kafarat will come to, inshallah, in the next session we'll come to it. Kafarat, many types. So some fasts you just need to redo. You just do the one day. Some fasts you need to redo and pay kafara. Sometimes you need to do kafara of more than one type, where it's kafara al-jam'a, so you do more than one thing. For example, if God forbid someone was to break their fast doing something which is haram in itself. So for example, God forbid someone were to drink alcohol and break their fast with drinking of alcohol. So break their fast with a glass of alcohol, with a glass of wine, for example. They would have to do all the three kafarat, the jam of kafarat, so 60 days of fasting continuously, and freeing a slave, and they would have to do at'am sittina miskin, so feeding 60 poor people.
What's the equivalent of freeing a slave in this day?
Equivalent of free slave, there is an equivalent, so it's not that you look for an equivalent. If لو تمكن الشخص, if you're able to free a slave, you free a slave. If you can't, you can't. There are some people, I discussed this a few years ago, there are some places on earth slavery still exists and slaves are bought and sold. If the person has the financial ability and capability to do this, then it's still compulsory upon them. Yes?
You said when the fast becomes invalid, you still have to keep the fast. Why do you have to keep it? Can't you just carry on eating?
No, because it's for many times that inshallah will come across, even for example when you enter the day of fasting or in a day of the month of Ramadan, mujnib, muta'ammidan, on purpose, you kept yourself mujnib, so your fast is invalid, right? Your fast is invalid, but you still cannot eat or drink. So each one is haram. So for example, if you break your fast with eating something, so for example, God forbid, not only you break your niyyah, but you pick up something and eat it. If you pick up something and eat it, then you need to redo the fast, and you need to choose one of the 3 kafarat that we said.
You choose one.
You choose one, no, because you didn't break it with something haram. So you picked up some bread in it, you picked up some water in, and drank some water. So in this situation where you haven't ate anything, you haven't broken your fast with eating anything or doing any action, you've come into the day, for example, mujnib, on purpose, or you've broken your niyyah, then every time that you break it again, you've done something haram. So even if you drank water on purpose and you broke your fast, every time you drink water again, you've done something haram.
Here's the thing with fasting, sometimes you have side niyats, like sometimes you think it's good for me, it's healthy. Would all of that like get on the way of your actual niyat?
We discussed this, I think the last time we talked about this. That we said your niyyah should be for Allah Azza wa Jal. If on the side you're doing it for health is fine as well. To lose weight is fine. But to do it for the sake of losing weight, then it's not for Allah's sake. So the primary reason for fasting should be to do what is compulsory upon you. It's good that you do it for other reasons and you get other benefits, but it shouldn't be the primary reason.
Well, if you break your fast without the niyyah, for example, this happens a lot. You do stuff, but then unfortunately people swear in Ramadan. You don't really think about it. Does that invalidate your fast again? The same process?
So
you really have the niyyah to swear.
استعمال المفطرات بدون نية. So if you're using a mufattar or you're using something that breaks your fast without the intention. Now without the intention, taratan مع علم, so you have knowledge that this is a mufattar and it breaks your fast. Or عن جهل, you don't know. So sometimes that you have a person, for example, that starts fasting the day as normal. He knows eating and drinking would invalidate the fast, okay? But he forgets that he's fasting. And he goes to the fridge and goes and has a meal. In that case, he's a winner because he's done nothing haram and he's filled up his stomach and he carries on fasting. There is no qada on him, his fast is correct. He carries on to the end of the day. That's fine. Sometimes you will do something which you didn't know was going to break your fast. You found out later on. Again, say that you found out during the time that you were, so for example, you were acting a particular act and someone said, you know what, this invalidates your fast. You must stop there and then and carry imsak as we talked about. So your fast becomes invalid. There is no kafara upon you because you're not doing it on purpose. But you will do the qada fast anyway. If you found out on that day, then you will need to carry on fasting as normal and doing everything else and stopping doing whatever you were doing before that was breaking your fast. Is that clear out? Now, the istimrar of niyyah is something that is only for fasting. It's something particular for fasting. Now, fasting itself has certain types. Inshallah, for the future sessions, we'll come to the different types of fasting that exist out there as well. So fasting is not just the fasting of شهر رمضان. شهر رمضان. So for example, one of the splits or one of the partitions that you can have in fasting is واجب المعين or واجب غير معين. What is the difference between واجب معين and غير معين? معين is, for example, something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put down in your particular timetable. شهر Ramadan, in the Holy Quran, you know that this particular month معين لك للصوم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يعين لك هذا الشهر للصوم. Allah Azza wa Jal has put down this particular month for fasting for you. There's no changing it up and down, moving it. There is غير معين. It's still compulsory. So for example, this Ramadan, you missed some fast, you were traveling. For 3 days, you had to travel somewhere. طبعا, it's a good thing to note that traveling in the month of Ramadan, it's makruh. It's not haram, but it's makruh. It's not haram even if you're running away from fasting. But generally, traveling in Ramadan is makruh. Ala kulli hal. So 3 days you missed out fasting of the last year. You have 1 year to make up for those 3 days. If for those 3 days that you had to make up, you don't get time within that year, you have 3 days to make up. Correct? Those 3 days are wajib غير معين. So after Ramadan is finished and you know you owe 3 days, you can do it the 1st of Shawwal. We can do it the month after. You can do Rabiul Awwal. It's wajib, but it's غير معين. It's up to you when you make it معين. Sometimes ta'yin, basically specification of the date or specifying when the date is going to be, making it معين, is in your hands. So if someone does another, for example, or swears that tomorrow they will fast. Before now, there was no fasting upon you. Now, tomorrow, there is a fast which is compulsory upon your shoulders and the date is set. You can't change it then. Because of the nadhr or because of the swear that you swore to Allah Azza wa Jal that you would fast tomorrow for whatever sake it may be. Another issue is that people think that nadhr means that you have to have something come true, you have to have some wish or something that you want. It doesn't have to necessarily be like that. Someone, for example, wants to fast, but they wants to do something good, but they know that they won't do it unless they do another. So they do another and they act upon the prayers or the fast or whatever they want to act upon. It doesn't necessarily have to be pending on something that you get from Allah Azza wa Jal. So inshallah, in the next session, we'll carry on the last session with regards to the points remaining about niyyah. And then we'll carry on the mufattarat and begin to talk about what is the things that will invalidate the fast, inshallah. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala bayt at-tayyibin at-tahirin.